Hi everybody. So in the previous post or in the previous video that I posted on YouTube, I explained how I did a 14-day juice fast. I gave you a quick summary, 3-minute summary explaining days 1 through 14 and the wonderful benefits that I attained at the very end. I've been having some questions from folks and I thought I would make this video to answer them so that more people can benefit from this information. So the first question was it difficult to do the 14 days? I have to say that the first several days were difficult for me, but I believe that it's because I had been consuming very highly processed food with a lot of fat, sugar, artificial chemicals, and preservatives in the days leading up to it, up until the very night before. So that's not a good idea. The mind sometimes goes, well, I'm going to go on a juice fast, so let me get in all this food that I can beforehand. Well, that's not a good idea, and I don't recommend it. The more you let go of things like sugar, caffeine, the fat, the heavy meats in the days leading up to the juice fast, the smoother that transition is going to be for you. If you can focus on eating a lot of fruits and vegetables, salads, smoothies, lean meats, if meat at all, that would help you greatly. Now, toward the end of it, so at the beginning of it, I had a lot of stomach upset. I had a lot of inflammation in my stomach. And toward the end, after having very gentle juices, and I'll explain what I mean by that in a minute, I started feeling good. I didn't have any more pain and my inflammation started to go down and I could handle more juices. So what type of juice did I consume? If you watch my videos from back in, I believe, March or April, when I attempted the 40-day juice fast with a group, and that one I only did for 3 days, and I think I fell off the wagon after that. That one was different than what I did this time. So the juices that I had on that fasting protocol, it was green juices called Lemon Ginger Blast. That was coined by Lou Corona many years ago. And there's different recipes for a Lemon Ginger Blast. The one that we used was lemon, ginger, celery, cucumber, green apple, parsley, and cilantro. Lou Corona also adds things like fennel, kale, spinach, dandelion greens, or a variety of those, or a combination of those. And then on that juice fast, the one that was set out to do 40 days, we also did citrus juices. So it was like 1 orange juice, 1 pineapple juice, 1 grapefruit juice. On this juice fast that I did for 14 days, I did it a little differently. I had to do juices that were more gentle, not as green, and not as acidic. So what I did was, in the morning I would have celery, cucumber, and green apple. And then in the afternoon I'd have watermelon. Toward the end of my 14 days, as I was feeling better and my stomach wasn't hurting so much, I added some carrot and I tolerated that fine. And even a little bit of pineapple, and I tolerated that fine. The next question is, how much juice did I drink? For anyone doing a juice fast, you need enough calories to give you energy. So a gallon minimal, that's 4 32-ounce jars. However, the first group that I did this with, they recommend even 6 to 8 liters. So 6 to 8 jars of juice. If you're a man, you might have more than a female. If you are carrying more weight, like if you are severely overweight versus someone who might just need to lose 5 pounds, you might need more juices. So that just depends. You drink till you're satisfied. That's basically it. You drink until you're satisfied. And different juices carry different amount of calories. So if you have orange and pineapple juices that have a lot more sugar, you will get more calories than if you just have, say, like watermelon juice. So the benefits of the juices of the juice fast that I did, if you watch my last video to the very end, there I put up a list of all the wonderful benefits and the changes that I felt after those 14 days. And then the juicer type. So I'll speak to the juicers that I've had over the years, and I've had a few different types. I've liked each of them for different reasons. So the pros and the cons. First of all, there's the masticating juice. So some folks like Shane Sterling, who does who led the original juice fast that I did, he suggests the Omega masticating juicer. So does Dan McDonald. To this day, Dan McDonald, he's like, that's the only juicer like I think I've ever seen him with is the Omega. So masticating juicers, they cost a few $100s, but they extract more juice than centrifugal juicers. That is because they don't spin really fast and shred the produce. They squeeze, they masticate, they squeeze out the juice. So even though you pay a lot of money up front for the juicer, you'll save money in the end, especially if you're going to do juicing long term or go on a juice fast or just incorporate juices for, if you plan on doing it the rest of your life. It's good, it saves money, but you have to cut the produce really small to fit it in the chute, and it's just a longer process because it's a slow juicer. It helps prevent fast oxidation though, so your produce, you can juice a juice, you can make a juice, you could put it in your refrigerator, and it could last 2 or 3 days. The longer you keep it in the refrigerator, the more the nutrients are going to get weaker and dissipate. So the ideal is really to juice and drink it right away. Not everybody's got time for that. Not everybody wants to do it that way. I don't. I like juice it the night before, or I juice it the morning of, and then I have it throughout the day. Then I don't have to keep thinking about it or washing and setting everything up several times during the day. I used to have an Omega, and I ended up selling it many years ago because I found other juicers that I liked. I had a Kuvings at once, which was fine. That's also was a slower juicer, but it had a larger chute, so you didn't have to cut the produce up so tiny. So it saved some time. John Kohler with OK Raw, I know he, I think, promotes a lot of the Kuvings juicer, at least he did at one point. The other juicer that I had, which followed the Omega, was a centrifugal juicer, the Breville Juice Fountain. It's going to be one of the cheapest juicers, about $150. You can get it, any of these juicers, from either their own website or probably from Amazon. The thing with the centrifugal juicers is they're fast, so they save you a whole lot of time, and the chute is really big, so you don't have to cut up produce really small. However, it's a very fast juicer, and you push the produce down and it spins it. So because it's not a slow juicer, it will oxidize faster. And this is what you want to weigh out, is that it doesn't extract as much juice from the produce as a slow masticating juicer. So for me, when I did my juice fast, both of these, I ended up buying a Breville, but only for 2 specific pieces of produce, the pineapple and the carrot. And that is because I felt the carrot was just easier to just put through whole down the Breville juicer, and the pineapple was very easy, it didn't get stuck. So yeah, you lose some of the juice because it doesn't extract as much juice, but it's just a real time saver, and it's super easy to clean. It has fewer parts than the other juicers. Now, the juicer that I've used to juice 99% of my produce is the Nama J2. It is more costly, so you want to save up some money. It's an excellent investment. If you go on Jillian Berry's YouTube channel, if you click under several of her videos beneath, you'll see that she has a code that you can use to get about $50 or so off of the juicer. $80, I think, off of one of the more high-end ones. So the Nama is a slower juicer. It's more of a masticating juicer. It has a hopper where you don't have to push anything. You just cut up your vegetables in a reasonable size. You put it in the hopper, you shut the lid, you turn it on, and it goes. So you can be chopping up other vegetables while this machine is going. It's a big time saver. You don't save as much, you don't extract as much juice out of that one as you would the slow masticating juicer like the Omega. But you know what? Ain't nobody got time for sitting there to use something that you have to cut the produce up so small. So for me, my favorite is the Nama J2. So if you have any other questions, please put them down in the comments below. Contact me personally if you like. In fact, if you would like my advice on your juicers for your particular needs, your kitchen countertop space, if you would like help on picking out certain juices and certain produce to use, and to know, which ones you can get more juice out of, which ones can save you money, how to set up your juicer, how to use it, break it down, clean it, store it. I'm available for in-person appointments if you are close by, or we can do it via Zoom. So just leave me a comment and I'll let you know about pricing and availability. And anything else, just let me know. I'm happy to share any information that can help you on your juicing journey. Oh, disclaimer, I do have a master's degree in health, and I have been a certified personal fitness trainer since I was 22 years old. However, I am not a juice fast coach. So if what you're looking to do is long-term juice fasting, or if you have certain health problems that you are looking to help through the use of juice fasting, I am more than happy to refer you to some excellent juice fast coaching that can help you. In terms of setting up workspace, picking out juicers, helping you have the great setup to make your juicing experience more pleasant and easy, efficient and effective, then I'm the person to call. All right, thanks.